Hello, hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey, Ash.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
It feels like it's been a minute since we did this last.
I know. I'm excited for today. It's
I
always
know.
nice.
It's always great. I mean, I can't believe we did what 12 of these last year, right? Like we used to do them on a monthly basis.
Yes.
But the months just go by way too fast. And then
Yeah, it's summer. How did that happen?
it's crazy. No, it's not summer. It's still spring. Let's call it still spring
Well,
because
my kids are out of school, so I'm calling it summer.
well, you know my favorite saying. It's Monday, then it's Thursday, then it's May. So that's how
Yep.
things roll around here. So I'm gonna patent that. Like I think I
You
made that
should.
up. I think I will. But yeah, it's just been crazy. This year has been a whirlwind. I'm not ready for summer yet. So I'm just going with spring. You can go with summer. I'm going with spring. But
That works.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to be here. It's great to see you as always. So as you can see, these are no longer our monthly town halls. They are now our quarterly town halls. So welcome, welcome, welcome to Your Coach Quarterly Town Hall. And we're really excited to have all of you here with us. Ooh, who we are. I guess it's time to introduce ourselves. My name is Marina Barhovich. I am the founder and CEO of Your Coach Health, and I am joined by
I am Ashley Honeycutt. I am the Director of Health Coaching Operations.
we did this much better last year when we had so much practice. You know, we've been out of practice, like back in June. So, all right, next quarter we'll be much better at this. And what is Your Coach? If you're new here, if you're just joining us today, Your Coach is the operating system for behavior change powered by the largest validated cohort of health and well-being coaches. What that means is we have a beautiful platform for health and well-being coaches that they come and they practice on with their own clients. And what we do as a business, what we do as a Your Coach, we provide health coaching services powered by these wonderful health coaches who we validate in the platform, and then we contract with select few. And we deliver health coaching services to our partners who are we can deliver a white label solution. We can also go direct with health coaching services to employers, to small and medium-sized employers. And we deliver health coaching services for your population. So for your clients, for your employees, and for your members. And we do it via APIs and widgets that we seamlessly embed into your platform. So it's a beautiful experience for everybody involved. And we have, gonna just boast about this, a satisfaction score of 98.4 across our book of business, which we worked very hard for and which we're very, very proud of. So in a nutshell, that's what we do here at Your Coach.
I feel like we should have had little fireworks that go off with that because a satisfaction for it's worth shouting from the rooftops. It's great.
I feel like we don't talk enough about that, right? Like it's just, we should make it the norm to kind of be able to just talk about yourself. Like I don't really care to talk about myself. I just want to talk about Your Coach. You know, Eugene and I always joke that this is our third baby, you know, so Adina is 22, Shane is 20, they're out of the house, and this is the one that we're not screwing up. So this third baby,
I've met your girls. They are wonderful.
the jury is still out on those two, you know, like we'll see what they say. No, they really, really are amazing. But this is the one that we're nurturing at the moment. So what's new at Your Coach? As you can see, we're really informal around here. So if you're new to our town halls, a lot of it is just us laughing at ourselves. And, you know, we don't take life too seriously around here. We take what we do very seriously. We take delivering the best in class health coaching services very seriously, but we do have a lot of fun doing it. So this is just me and Ashley chatting away and talking to all of you here. So thank you for joining us. So what's new at Your Coach? As I mentioned before, we do provide white label health coaching services to our B2B partners. What we launched recently, and this is a few months ago, 2 months ago, it's our first direct to consumer partnership. So while we don't go direct to consumer, this partner that we partnered partnered up with and we're powering health coaching services for. It's a intermittent fasting app, and we are providing health coaching services for users who are coming in and who are looking to work with a health coach. So this is very much a new experience for us that we're super excited about. And it's been an absolutely wonderful experience. So if you're a platform that's looking to integrate health coaching services, we're absolutely open to it. It took us a little over 2 weeks to operationalize it. And this is with making sure that the widget is integrated into their platform and with having coaches ready to go. So we got this down to a T. It's very individualized approach of health coaching, but the widget that we have built is very productized. So it can fit right within the platform. It can fit right within our partners' platforms. And like I said before, it's a very native and comfortable experience for the end consumer, which is really what we're here for. Ashley, do you want to talk a little bit about how we get coaches ready for different partnerships? Just really high level.
Yeah,
Really
it's super fun. Working with the coaches is the best because we truly have the best coaches. Talk about wonderful humans and wonderful coaches. But we want to make sure that they are set up for success with whatever industry partner that they are working with. So we want to make sure that they understand who that partner is. What are they about? How does coaching fit into their product? What resources are available to them within that product? And it's so nice as coaches to have those resources because we know we're not the experts in necessarily intermittent fasting. We're experts in behavior change. So we've got all of these great tools within the app that we can pull from and we can use with clients. So we want to make sure coaches really understand what's available to them. But it doesn't stop the minute that they start working with clients. We're here, our operations team is here to support coaches every step of the way. So we're in constant communication, making sure they have the up-to-date information on new things that are available to them, there to support them as they run into roadblocks with clients and want to move them on to that next stage in their well-being journey. So it's a very long relationship, which is what we want for our coaches with their clients and also the coaches with us to make sure that they're supported.
Yep. Thank you. Couldn't have put that better myself.
Yeah.
And obviously, Ashley is head of our coaching operations team, and she constantly has workshops with coaches and webinars and office hours. So we do a lot of things to make sure, our motto is happy coach, happy client. So that's what we're going with. So we're very excited about this partnership and looking forward to bringing you more updates next quarter to let you know how it's going and what else we have new in the pipeline. Let's talk about what's new on the platform. So what we talked about a little bit before, we have two sides to our business. We have the platform, which is for coaches, and then we have our coaching services, which we provide to our B2B partners. So let's talk about our platform. We have improved invite request flow for coaches. So when we rolled this out, I want to say 4 years ago now, 3.5, 4 years ago, we didn't really get much feedback from coaches. It was based on our own experience. It was based on my experience really as a coach. And then over the past 3 years, we've gotten so much feedback. We've got so much information on what would make the process easier and better for coaches. And we improved the invite and request flow, which makes it so much easier now. We have really, really great feedback. Like I hear from our support team that coaches are happy. If there's anything else that we can do to make it even easier and even better, please let us know. We're always looking to better the platform. Like I said, happy coaches, happy clients. Also, we heard that sometimes a client joins a session a little bit early and they're kind of sitting there and waiting, and the coach, before the client could not join a session until the coach has started it. So what we've rolled out now is if a client joins a session early, they no longer have to sit there and wait for the coach to start it. Well, they're still waiting for the coach to start the session, but now they're getting fun little facts about health coaching, and it's a little more interactive while they're waiting, and they know that the session is about to start. So again, I like our little early bird here. That was
What's
cute.
really neat about this one is I've heard a couple of stories from different coaches who see these fun facts, and a client comes in, they're like, hey, I didn't know that we could work on this, or I didn't know that this was an option. So it's really neat to see how that spurs other conversations as well.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I haven't heard that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Oh, well, new
Is there
fun fact of the
something,
day.
is there something that we haven't talked about? What?
I know.
Rating a live session. So we roll this out as well. So of course, sometimes there's kinks. Sometimes there's kinks with technology. We've all experienced it. So this is actually going to help us serve you better. So after you have a live session, so this works for both coaches and clients. After the live session, this little window is going to pop up where you can rate the audio quality and video quality. And if there's anything else you want to share about a session, and that way we can go back and we can understand if it wasn't a great session, if the audio was low, or if the video was glitchy, we can go back and we can understand what happened and we can troubleshoot that. So that definitely makes it easier rather than us getting support messages are also great to let us know to look into something. But sometimes we'll get a support message that says, I was in a platform 3 weeks ago and I had a live session, and about 14 minutes in, it dropped. 3 weeks later, there's very little that we can do about it. As you can imagine, with almost 4,000 coaches on a platform, there's a lot of data. There's a lot of information that goes back and forth. So it's a little harder for us to go back. But if we get this information right away, makes it a lot easier. So again, this is not rating the quality of your coaching session. This is not the quality of session that somebody had with their coach. This is truly rating the technology, the audio and video quality. And the reason I'm saying is because sometimes we do get feedback on the coaching session and we're like, this is great. Thank you for sharing with us. But this is truly on the technological part of the coaching session. But we do love hearing from you. Ash, feel free to jump in if there's anything. I loved your anecdote. So if there's anything you want to pop in.
You're doing a great job covering it.
As if I know this platform or something,
I know.
Global messaging. I think we're really excited about this one. And this came because of the feedback from coaches. And now it's a lot easier for them to message their clients. Of course, we're all about personalization, but if there's something you want to let all of your clients know, like for example, a coach is going away, they don't want to message each client individually, or if they have a new program starting, it's a lot easier to just drop that global message and let everybody know. So this is making things easier for contracted coaches and for coaches practicing with their own clients as well. And just, a side note. So of course, we support the individual coaches that are practicing on a platform, but a lot of the features that we put in are also based on the feedback from our contracted coaches, because we do want to make that experience with our clients as seamless as possible. And all these new features, they just get implemented across. So sometimes we implement them on the individual coach side first. Sometimes we implement it on our business side first, but they always get integrated and everybody always gets the benefit on both sides. We're happy about that. The team is working very, very, very hard around the clock. Oh, I see you getting excited.
Yes. I love a case study. I'm like, yes, let's talk about all the good that health coaching can do for humans. Like, let's dive into that.
All right, then I'm going to take a little break from talking and give everybody a little break from me talking, and you can dive right into it. So let's talk about our case studies.
Yes, let's talk about them. So these are not hypotheticals. All of the case studies that we put out are based on real individuals, real challenges, real humans with real human coaches. I think we can't overemphasize that enough. And it shows the actual applications and the outcomes of health coaching. So super excited about these. You'll see them posted on our socials. They're also on our website. If you go to the Science and Health Coaching, you'll see the case study section. And really what this is to demonstrate how the health coaching services that we provide are, one, really, really personalized to the client. It is not a one size fits all program that you're on this railroad track and it only goes one direction and this is what you do. When we know health coaching, you have to meet the individual where they're at. So everything is really, really personalized. And then that's going to also give us a better understanding of how health coaching can support that person, and also for our employers and industry partners, your population as a whole. So these will be released regularly. We already have 2 out, which is really, really cool, that you can check those out. But first, can we dive deep into one?
Of course, let's do it.
Like, ooh, how much time can we dive into this one? I can't talk about these enough. So Olivia is our first case.
Before we dive, so I was thinking like maybe let's dive deeper into Olivia, and then I know we prepared 2, but maybe we'll just touch lightly upon Keith. What do you think?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. Yes, keep everybody wanting more. You can find out the full case study on Keith on the website. But Olivia is a really neat one. Olivia is one I think a lot of us can resonate with. She came into coaching wanting to work on burnout. And burnout, as we know, is something that's really prevalent. A lot of people experience. But what does it mean? And so Olivia's coach worked really hard with her to understand what burnout looks like for her, how it shows up in her life. And that discovery process, they uncovered all kinds of things that were affecting those feelings of burnout, both from her personal and her professional life. So I think that's the case for most of us as humans. We're really complex. Our challenges are not siloed, and we have to look at our well-being from this very holistic sphere. So that's what the coach did with Olivia, really helped her to understand specific places where these feelings were showing up. And turns out she was feeling really stretched thin with caring for her young children. She was really worried about financial concerns. She was feeling the pressure of looming deadlines and the pressure for those at work. And so her coach worked with her to understand how each of those areas is impacting her, and then prioritizing how to get benefit quickly. So what would have the biggest impact on her day if those things were to change? So she helped Olivia break each of those areas down into smaller goals. They adjusted the map as needed, because today is different than tomorrow, is different than 2 weeks from now. In the best laid plans, we all know change happens and we have to adjust to those. And so her coach was there to walk alongside her the entire way to make those adjustments, and of course, support and accountability along the way. So for Olivia particularly, these were things like implementing self-care. So she had so much going on that was something that had really taken a backseat. So figuring out how to implement that, connecting her to existing resources that her company offered for childcare. She didn't even know these things existed. And so the coach was able to point these out to Olivia so she could get connected with those. Also helped her develop her resilience and self-efficacy skills, because that pressure is going to be a constant. She is a leader at her workplace, and so there's going to be pressure, there's going to be deadlines. So, and boosting that resilience helped her to be more prepared for when those scenarios come up again. So as all of those little pieces started to fall into place, we got to see some really cool outcomes. Olivia started to see her stress reduce, started to see her self-care practices becoming a staple part of her day, which in turn helped her sleep better. And then the resilience work with her coach really helped her to weather those stressful moments at work better. And so she was able to show up as her best self, both at work and at home, which, if you know, that's a challenge, right? There's stress at work, and when you have young kids, or kids at all, even when they're older, teenagers here, you've got college age ones, we know that stress doesn't go away. It just gets different. And so she was able to show up as her best self there. Also really, really neat is as they went through this coaching program, she started to notice that her absenteeism at work improved because she was feeling better and that burnout wasn't hitting her so hard. And as she started taking care of herself, that was something that definitely improved. And she also felt like a better leader to her team at work because she was able to show up as her best self. So with all of that, that productivity, that focus improved, her self-care improved, and that quality sleep came with that as well. And all of those things kind of bundled together. There was that big impact from those little small sustainable goals that she set with her coach. So I know I went really deep in that, but I think it's just so cool to see. And I love her story. And so it's really cool.
So absolutely. What I thought was also really cool, like you mentioned that her absenteeism improved. But actually, so she did share with us that came from her manager, that the manager actually came up to her and said, hey, I've noticed that you're more present, so I thought that was really cool that was shared with us, because we're always asked about ROI and everybody always talks about absenteeism, but it was really cool to see that it's noticed, right? And it's appreciated. And it comes, it's shown to employees and they're in turn happier and they want to work on themselves more, right? I mean, as employers, this is what we want to do. We want to make our talent happy. We want to protect our talent. So I thought that was really cool that it wasn't just coming from her, but it was also something that was coming from outside and she shared with us. And we just love when
that.
she shared with us. Yeah. Keith?
Keith, to find out more, you'll have to go to our website or check our socials.
Yeah, I mean, just really quickly, like I just thought the story of Keith was also like very interesting because whenever we think of health coaching services being available, we always think of office workers, we always think of somebody who is at their desk and somebody who has a job that they show up to 9 to 5. But Keith is a technician and he is air conditioning repairman, and his company thought it was really important to provide services for health coaching services for him and his coworkers. And I just thought it was really, really cool how we were able to help him as well. So please go and read that because our issue, and we're going to dive into this a little bit, but what we're seeing across our book of business, it's similar across industries. Yes, it differs a little bit, but it's very similar across industries. And at the end of the day, and here we can just dive into this, it's mental health related. I mean, the question we get asked most often is, do you offer mental health coaching? What is not related to mental health? And really, right? I would love for somebody to tell me, because anything, when we dive into, when we have somebody that comes into and they're working on their weight, when you drill right down to it, it's about some mental blocks that they have and something that's happening and their behaviors that need to change, right? If somebody's struggling with finances, it's affecting them mentally. If somebody's a caregiver, it's affecting them mentally. Panic attacks, anger management, time management, relationships in and outside of work. It all has to do with our mental health. And this is why we talk about health coaching. And what we truly offer is that non-clinical supplemental mental health support. Health coaching in no way replaces therapy. And we do have a couple of cool blogs that we have written on it, but health coaches do work in conjunction with therapists a lot of times. But a lot of times, a health coach is just what's needed. We talk about the shortage of therapists over and over and over again, and there is a big mental health crisis out there. Not even going to sugarcoat it, but a lot of times those valuable therapy hours are taken by people who truly just need somebody to talk to and work on their goals and things to work out, and not really a therapist, right? Whose time could be better spent with somebody who truly needs them. So we're not here to diagnose. We're not here to say who needs what, but we're here to support the people who do need coaching. So this is just what we're seeing. You see some stats over here. This is what we're seeing across our book of business. And, this doesn't add up to 100 because these issues, there's concerns, they're not siloed. We can be working a few things at a time. God knows I'm working a few things at a time at any given time, right? Like life ebbs and flows, but there's always something. So Ash, I know you're a lot closer to this, and, as you're heading our operations, you're seeing this day in and day out. So just curious if you have anything to add.
I just think it's important to say over and over and over again that our health is not siloed. We cannot pick one of these things out and say we're only going to talk about sleep, because at the end of the day, it's not just about getting in bed at night and putting your head on the pillow. It's about all the things that happen during the day that affect where your mind is at when you get ready to go to sleep. And coaches are really good at helping clients to discover that story and that voice that they're talking to themselves and telling themselves during the day, and then figuring out what actions do we put in place? How do we flip that script and make things better next hour, next minute, sometimes, and into the coming weeks. And all of our coaches, I think, are just phenomenal at figuring out what that next step is with the client. Of course, we're not prescribing and telling them what to do, but clients, they're whole. They have those answers. We just have to draw it out of them. And that's where coaches are really gifted.
Yeah, well, we're good at giving them the tools, right? So we give them technology. So a lot of clients, and we meet the clients where they are, right? So some of them like to have a synchronous or asynchronous chat session. We can do that. Some of them want to do a video session. Absolutely. We have voice notes that we recently introduced because a lot of, especially the younger generation, right? Like everybody, I can't believe I'm using the words younger generation. This is talk about aging yourself, right? But, everybody loves using voice notes, like, to see like what they're comfortable, and we have the platform on, we have a web base, we have an app for it, right? We just want to meet individuals where they are and to make it, to provide the best health coaching services available, but also to provide the technology in order for them to be able to connect, because it's all about the connection. And I think that's the part that is missed a lot of the time with any service that's offered, because there's so much out there right now, and everybody talks about technology, and technology is wonderful. Listen, we built a whole business on technology, right? But that human connection, nothing replaces it, and I love when we get asked about ChatGPT. Can ChatGPT replace a health coach? Not in the near future.
Spoiler alert, not even close.
Not even close, and we have companies reaching out to us all the time, trying to offer us their services where they think they've come up with the next best thing that replicates a coach. Guys, not even close. I mean, if there's somebody out there that thinks they've got it, like I would love to see it, and I will eat my words. Absolutely. Like I will apologize and I will promote you, because I think that's amazing to deliver this power to as many people as possible. But so far, not even close. And I can't imagine it getting there in the near future. Empathy, right? Human empathy.
100%. I was going to say, we talk so much about the loneliness epidemic, and that is very much a real thing. And part of being able to move away from loneliness is experiencing genuine human connection, and empathy is a huge piece of that. And currently, there is no technology out there that can give empathy. It can give you a sentence that sounds like empathy, but there's plenty of scientific studies that show it doesn't resonate the same with clients.
No, we're too smart for that.
Yep.
We know. We always know. But we can talk about this all day, every day, which we do.
True. Yeah.
This is also about what we're seeing, our book of business. So these are the top 3 concerns that we have clients coming to us with. And when I say clients, these are more our industry partners and what they're noticing within their population, and they're coming to us for help. So weight management, we're doing a lot of work with GLP-1s now around that. So there's, let's face it, everybody wants it. The new wonder drug, right? But people are concerned about staying on it. I mean, for diabetics, could be life-saving, right? But there's also those who do want to take it for weight management, and the concern about staying on it for life. And just like with anything, it's about the right behavior modification and sustainable behavior modification techniques. And that's really what coaches are great at. So we're working with clients on that. Mental health, I mean, goes unsaid, right? So this is what we talked about before. It's burnout, it's anxiety, it's stress. We don't work with depression. Depression is more for therapy. But if somebody is afflicted with depression, we can work alongside with therapists to support them in setting some goals. But mental health is huge, and burnout is really burnout and perceived burnout, which are actually 2 different things. Yeah. So, but we can have probably a whole conversation on burnout versus perceived burnout.
Yep. Well, we've done a whole hour webinar just around burnout itself. So.
Yeah, I love the webinars. Yeah, we have a series of webinars that we offer to our industry partners, and it's fascinating, especially when the time comes for Q&A. It's fascinating, the questions that people ask. And that actually, we love that. We love questions because it helps us better our content also, right? To deliver the best and relevant content. And then women's health. So this is not to say that we don't work in men's health as well. We absolutely do. We have men coming to coaching all the time. But women's health in particular, it's around 2 things that we're seeing. One is around fertility, and the other is around women who are going through menopause. And both come with a lot of changes. It's not just the hormonal changes that everybody thinks about. It does have a lot of we do a lot of work on mental health that comes along with that as well. And then every program, so we do have some of our own proprietary programs, and every program that we structure. So if it's a program in women's health, it's going to have elements of mental health in it, and weight management, and sleep, and heart health, right? So all of our programs will have all of those elements in there to make sure that we cover the whole person holistically. But these are just the top 3 concerns that we're seeing across our industry partnerships. It's a lot of talking.
So much good info.
So much good info. Let's talk about our upcoming events. So we do have a lot of events, and we talk to a lot of stakeholders in industry. We just launched this series. We launched this series, which I'm really excited about. And it took us a while to find a name for it, just because we knew exactly what it needed to be and what it needed to encompass. And it was just a lot of words. But what it is, it's thriving in the workplace, and it's disruptive dialogues with leaders who care. And the reason this came about, because anywhere you turn, you come across a podcast, you come across a webinar, and there's people talking all the time. There's a lot of talking, but there's not a lot of doing. So this is why we wanted to have these disruptive conversations. And every conversation, we ask the same question, and it's, what can we do to move the needle today? We don't just ask that question, we answer that question as well. And we want to do something. We want to be in the midst of it. We want to see how can we help the population, whether it be your talent, your employees, whether it's your clients, whether it's your members. What can we do? What can we do as YourCoach? And what can you do as leaders in the industry? So these conversations are with chief human resource officers, they're chief people officers, they are with benefits leaders, and we talk about what is offered to their talents, what is offered to employees, what has worked, what has not, and what can we do? And this is people who are not afraid to speak their minds. They're people who are not afraid to disrupt, because there's an epidemic. We just talked about the mental health before, and it's not going away. And by us keeping quiet and following the herd mentality, that's not going to change anything. So next conversation is May 29th. It's going to be with Celeste Harrington, who is absolutely fantastic. She's the Global Wellness and Benefits Manager at Microsoft. And I cannot wait for this conversation. So please join us. It's Thrive in a Workplace, Disruptive Dialogues with Leaders Who Care. And the next one is May 29th with Celeste. How about you talk about this one?
Happy to. I might know a little something about this one. This one is really based out of a couple of different needs. One is, I know for me personally, coming out of school with coaching, I went through my program and I came out, and so much of it was focused on coaching live in person, sitting to a person next to you. And it's such a different skill set to be able to coach digitally and to really have the same impact on clients. And, we hear that from coaches all the time is, how do I reach my clients better when we're sitting, across the screen, or when we're chatting? And what does that look like? And so that's kind of where the concept for this webinar came out. And we're really going to talk about, how do you set yourself and your clients up for success when you are coaching in a digital world? How can you leverage technology to support you and your client in the best way possible? So this is not hypotheticals. These are real, tangible skills that you can take away and go, okay, I can do A, B, C, and D, and I can put those on my checklist and knock them off. It's not just, really high level. We're going to get into the nitty gritty details. We're going to talk about word choice. We're going to talk about lighting. We're going to talk about backgrounds. We're going to talk about, all those little details down to when we get into a live session. What are things that we can do that connect with that person across the screen from us? There are certain things, camera angles, there's words that we use, there's body language that we can use. One of them is, spoiler alert, showing your hands and your palms. That can be a huge way to connect with someone. And all of these are based in scientific fact. we talk about our voodoo science around here. None of that. Real stuff that's based on real scientific studies, and just all the different ways. And of course, spoiler alert, your coach has a lot of these technological advantages built into them, and we're going to show you how to use them most effectively with your clients.
Awesome. And if you haven't been to one of Ashley's webinars before, I highly recommend. She brings as much passion to these webinars as she brings to the rest of everything that she does. So they're absolutely fantastic. So I highly recommend that you attend. We'll just touch on our deep dive. So last year we've released over 20 deep dives. Our team worked very, very hard on them. And these are just really illustrative guides into different therapeutic areas where we cover health coaching, we cover some statistics, we cover some backgrounds, and we talk about where health coaches can and do help. And we disperse a lot of myths around what health coaching is. I mean, health coaching as a word, as a profession, really has been around for over 20 years, over 2 decades. And it's sad to say that a lot of harm has been done by misusing the word a lot of the time. So we have had to do a lot of that, and not just us at YourCoach, but a lot of companies and a lot of leaders have had to do a lot of damage control in the recent years to really bring it back to where it is. Like what we said, it's not cuckoo voodoo science, it's rooted in real science with real outcomes. And this is what we talk about. So we talk about health coaching, about sleep and gut health and dermatology and metabolic conditions, and for caregivers, pain management. I mean, women's health, men's health, you name it, we have covered it. So Rebecca, if you can drop a link into the chat where you can download some of these deep dives, really illustrative. Always say it's a fun weekend read. And, it's a great thing to share with your employees, with your members, with your clients. It's a really, really great tool. So that's our deep dives. So in a nutshell, here we are. Thank you for being with us at our first quarterly town hall of the year. We are going to take some questions after this, and happy to do so. But we do provide supplemental mental health support, non-clinical, to the population, delivered by the largest validated, certified, and verified cohort of real human health and well-being coaches. No AI bots here. No, real humans, vetted, validated, truly best in class. Favorite part, let's chat. And I'm going to stop sharing so I can see you.
Real humans, real faces.
Oh, I like that. Should that be our new slogan? Real
I
humans,
like that too. Hi everyone. I'm just gonna jump in with some questions, but I love the new slogan. Something to take notes of. So I see a few questions in the Q&A box, so I'm gonna get started. Somebody's asking, they missed the first Thriving in the Workplace episode. Where can they see it? If any.
So it's uploaded to our YouTube channel. Rebecca, can you drop a link?
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, that'd be great. Thank you.
Another
Side note, there's a lot of really good content on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't made your way over there, I highly suggest going over there.
Yeah, mostly Ashley, you can see her face everywhere on YouTube. Well, that's not true. We had some amazing.
She's very much loved, so why not flaunt Ashley, right?
Exactly. We had some amazing symposiums as well, so you're welcome to browse on our YouTube channel. It's great. There was another question here about our data and where do we get the data points from. They love the little image with all the percentages. So
the data is from our book of business. That's the clients that we serve. Rebecca, are you there?
Yes, sorry, I was on mute.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, great. I think we answered that question, but let us know if you haven't. Somebody's saying thanks for all the updates on the platform and very excited to try. Could you tell me what is coming next to the platform? I have an idea for a feature. Who do I talk to?
Sure. I think the next big feature that we have rolling out is going to be assessments, where there's going to be various assessments that coaches can share with their clients for the clients to fill out, which is going to be a little different than the questionnaire feature that we have. So that's going to be coming out, I want to say sometime next month, but don't quote me on that. If you
I feel
have,
like we needed the drum roll there. All right.
please. I think I'm just going to start doing this with my hands for connection. I like that tip.
Great
If I don't
tip.
talk enough with my hands, here it is.
Just make sure those Zoom weird things don't come up, you know, when you do a thumbs up and all.
Oh yeah.
Once in a while, it's like rockets, right? So, yeah. Yeah, if you have a feature request, please send it into the team. You know, we always evaluate them. We always look at them. We always discuss them. So if enough people ask for something and we do find it to be valuable, we absolutely add it to our feature backlog list. There's always something in the works.
Yeah, I get a lot of requests through the coaching community and my DMs, so happy to read them as well. And as always, as Marina said, we have our eyes on every request and we discuss them as well. The next question is, do you offer services to any company? I would love to have access, but unsure who to speak to.
Yeah, absolutely. You can reach out to us. You can reach out to team@YourCoach.health, and we'll be happy to speak to you. So we do power up a lot of our clients as a white label solution, but we do also offer health coaching services to small and medium-sized businesses direct. So absolutely, reach out to us.
Yeah, a couple more questions. Yeah, maybe this one first because it relates to the one that you just said slightly. Does the whole company need to sign up for coaching? I was looking for my team.
Yeah, so we made it really easy because we do know that a lot of companies out there only service companies of a certain size or certain population, right? So we don't do that. So if you want to, we just made it super easy where we can make, you can sign up your team, you can sign up yourself. It can be for as many people as you'd like. And we have a little self-service option, which we created for this. So please reach out to us again, team@YourCoach.health, and we'll be happy to walk you through it. We made it super easy. And again, this is based on requests, you know, so this is not, I mean, we come up with ideas all the time, right? Like we're always brainstorming around here, but anything that we bring to life, it's something that came from our conversations and, you know, talk about talking a lot. Like we're on calls all day, every day, just context switching. And a lot of what we offer has come, like most of what we offer has come from conversations and in needs that we want to fill.
I think this is our last question, unless somebody wants to quickly pop a last one in the Q&A. Do you have to start on January 1st during the enrollment season? I was looking for something more immediate.
Yeah, again, this is something that we get asked all the time because that's what a lot of bigger companies do. Absolutely not. Bigger corporations, right? Like they want to start something on a certain date. We can plug in anytime, anywhere. So it's going to take us about 2 weeks to get operationally ready to make sure that the coaches are familiar with your company and what you offer with other services. So they truly feel embedded in what you do. Integrated in what you do, right? And our services are embedded. But yeah, we can really stand that up within a couple of weeks. And it can be anytime.
Right, that was our last question, unless one more from anyone. But I don't see more, so.
Yeah, I tell you, so this is what I love questions. And this is why, like, whenever I'm asked to either moderate a panel or be in a panel, I always prefer to be a panelist rather than a moderator because you just like answer questions about what you know. It's great. When you're a moderator, you have to prepare, you have to do a lot of homework, right? But what would you prefer, Ash? Moderator or panelist?
Definitely panelist, I think. Yep, I'm gonna have to agree with that.
Yeah. I love that. Just you get to be lazy when you're a panelist, when you're a moderator, you just have to be like on time. So I'll take a little lazy time. Yeah.
I don't think you know the definition of that word.
I don't know. Let's see.
I don't believe it for a minute.
We'll talk definitions afterwards. But anyway, thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for coming to our town hall and for being supporters of YourCoach and for believing what we do, for being with us. And if there's anything that we can do, if you're a coach, if there's anything we can do for you, if you're a company that we can support with our health coaching services, please do reach out. Team at YourCoach.health, and we're here for all of it. So thank you for being here with us. Ashley, thank you so much. Rebecca, thank you. And we'll see you guys soon.